Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord Volatile Let's Play, where we rejoin Roland de Ardenay as he attempts to, even if he doesn't know it yet, form the Holy Calradian Empire. And so in today's episode, we've pretty much filled out our party with the best troops that we can muster at this given point. I'd like to head east into Sturgian territory and see if we can't pick a fight with some of the other straggler lords. There's going to be a couple of parties that are roughly similar in size to ours, and I think we can win an even battle. So I'd like to do that, maybe capture some lords or some just generic prisoners, gain a bunch of loot, stuff like that. But just kind of get our troops a little bit more battle hardened than they currently are. We'll need to stock up on food before we leave, though, because we are a bit low. And before we do that, I wanted to talk a bit about companion characters. So I'm going to jump into our party quickly here. And the first thing I'd like to do is introduce the newest edition. So this is Armand, but recreated as Istin of Galland. So he's a young man that's already had a pretty rough go of it so far. But he's got big dreams, and he has the ambition to make them happen. So he's hustled his way out of the slums of Galland and is now joining our party, where he hopes he can earn enough money to strike out on his own. And so he'll be joining us henceforth. So he is not fully an adult yet. He's like 18 years old, I think. But this is Armand, just obviously reskinned. So that is him out of the way, but I wanted to talk about these companion characters in general. So you go over to their character sheets. There was some discussion as to whether or not they'd be able to level up, and technically they can. However, I found a slight problem with that, and you'll notice that their skills have changed since last episode. I've done some playing with them. The primary issue, and it happens more so for the male characters that you get from the Family Feud quests, their one-handed, two-handed, polearms, throwing and athletic skills are all at 20 when you get them. The issue is they have no focus points in those skills. And so they've technically gone beyond the threshold that they should be able to level those skills. So no amount of using that skill will continue to level it. It is still possible to level them up. What you would have to do is grind XP in skills other than those that they're already at 20 in, so that you can level them up and then allocate the focus points to the ones that are already capped. So for example, with Istin or Armand here, what we could have done is used him to do all of our smithing until he reached the next level, and then we could have taken a focus point and put it into one-handed skill, so he'd be able to start leveling his one-handed. And then the next focus point could go into that as well, or maybe polearms or something. So it is definitely viable to do, it's just a bit annoying. It's less of an issue for the female characters you get from the eloping nobles, the noble's eloping daughter quest. There we go. Because they're at 0 in everything, and so their skills will go up. It's just that the threshold is really low, and because they have no focus points and no attribute points, it goes really, really slowly. And also they start at like negative 100 and something for SP. So what I've done is I've given them what I consider to be essentially the bare minimum in terms of stats to make them viable and not just complete time wastes. So I've allocated 12 attribute points for both of them. I've put 2 in every single one. The reason for that is if you create a character, your character is coming in at a low level and relatively weak compared to the rest of the world, and your lowest attribute is typically a 2, depending on how you spec your character. I think you can get a 1 if you're going particularly focused in other directions, but typically a 2 is the lowest you'll see in those skills. So I've given them a 2 for all of them, just as a starting point, and then I've given them 20 in enough skills to get them right at 0. So they're effectively starting from square one and not negative 200 or something. So in Istin's case, he already had most of those allocated. Oh, I've also given them 8 focus points. I think that's a lot less than the player character gets, but I just basically wanted one skill point, or sorry, one focus point in everything they had already leveled up a bit, just so that they could continue to progress in that. You can see he still got 2 more, because I'm going to leave his other skills up to the character creator to some degree. So we have 2 more focus points that he can allocate in auxiliary skills, or maybe double up in something that's important here. But anyways, I feel like this makes them more viable. I do, of course, have to use the console command, dev console, and console commands to do this. So, again, it is a little bit cheating in that regard, but I feel like it's fair. It's definitely better than just completely filling our party with the elite companions. And again, if you're adverse to doing it the way that I've done it, you can still do this legitimately. It's just going to be incredibly tedious, but they will level up. It's just that they're not designed to necessarily be leveled up. And so again, their lack of focus points really limits how you can go about it, but it is possible to do. So anyway, as you saw, he's mostly spec'd for combat right now with some throwing, some athletics, and then I rounded out his riding up to 20 because I needed to get him 19 more points to make him start at 0. So I decided to go with riding. But again, we have 2 more that we can put into other things like, you know, any of the below, or again, doubling up there. With Athafled, I gave her some skill in one-handed, crossbows, athletics, charm, trade, and medicine, with her focus points kind of distributed among those same skills. Again, she got 8. So that's what I've done with these guys, but I think moving forward, because that is, even with the console commands, quite tedious to do, I'm going to not really pick up those types of companions too often, maybe here and there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to let money be the limiting factor here, and we're going to recruit the higher level companions when we can afford them. And again, if we can't afford them, if we can't pay them up front, or their recurring costs, which actually I don't think you have to pay. Let me check. Do they have salaries? Do you have a salary? No, they don't get wages. Okay, so it's just the upfront cost. But if we can't afford that, then we can't have the companion. If we can afford it, then we can have them. And I'll use those elite companions as your custom characters moving forward, or some mix thereof between the lower level ones and the higher level ones, depending on the character's background. Speaking of which, there's one other character that I'd like to meet, but I don't think we'll be able to have her join us just yet. So that's Kurska of Cantrick. Here in the tavern, we'll have a talk with her. Hi, I don't think I know you. Peace to you, stranger. My name is Roland, madam. Tell me about yourself. Well, if you wish to know how cruel a pack can be one of its own, I could enlighten you. My father died shortly after my mother became pregnant with me. I was her only child. Like most of our people, she had wanted sons. So she raised me as a son and boasted of me like she would boast about a son. When I was a baby, she boasted of how swiftly I emptied her breast of milk. When I was a girl, she boasted of how I killed steppe ducks with my bow. Those are Volatile ducks, not steppe ducks. When I became a woman, she boasted that I would soon be the first of my age set to bring home the head of an enemy slain in battle. Because I loved my mother and because I was faster and stronger than the boys, I did all that she said I would do. Of those born in my year, I was the first to kill an enemy. My mother boasted even more, so that the other women came to hate her. They turned us all out of our encampment. We were forced to sell our lands and our slaves, as we could not take them with us, and we were given but a fraction of the price. All we had was our sheep. Of course, raiders found us soon enough and killed my mother and took our flock. I escaped. I wandered about a bit on the Volatile plains. I starved a bit, but I followed the raiders and won. When he was beyond the campfire to empty his bladder, did not return. I now have his purse and his sword. I'm sorry for your loss. You drew a cruel lot in life. I could return to my people, I suppose, but I have no wish to do so. So I'm here in the towns, where I can make good money with my sword and care nothing about those who envy me. Right now I'm between jobs, so if you've got any work for me, I'm willing to discuss it. So she's an elite scout. This is, I think it was like Ica the Alone or something. I've reskinned her to be Kurska of Cantrick, another character that was submitted who is in fact a scout as well. Let's see, can we even bring her on right now though? Unfortunately, we can't afford that, but we'll be back because she is a quite good scout and one that we could definitely use. So we'll be seeing her later. Okay. We do have some prisoners. I don't recall what they were, though. I believe they're actually mostly Volandian troops. Yeah, I actually intended to recruit these guys. So, you know what? I'm going to go over just slightly here. I'm going to actually recruit that one. I only get the one, right? Okay. That puts us at 76. That's fine. Because I'm going to donate that one dude to the garrison here. And that'll get me a little bit of influence, I think. Yeah, just you. And let's see, did it go up? I wasn't paying, or I wasn't looking, unfortunately, but whatever. So the last thing we're going to do here before we head out is stock up on food. Grain is pretty cheap, so we'll grab a lot of it. In fact, I'm just going to shift-click a bunch of it into our inventory. 42 is probably fine. Olives are a good price. We'll grab some of those. Fish is rather expensive, so I'll just take a little bit. Butter, beer, dates, anything else a good price. Flax is not edible. Not in that form, anyway. Let's see. Yeah, we'll probably leave it at that. I can actually make a pretty good profit on that silver. Let's take the silver with us and we'll try to sell it. We'll up our trade skill a bit. Anything else? Tools are actually incredibly cheap here too. Let's snag all those. I don't want to go too far in here. That'll leave us with a decent sum of money, but it is always nice to... Well, actually, I meant to grab all those. It is nice to, you know, constantly try to barter just to up that trade skill, because it is a very important skill in this game. So we'll spend 2,000 to stock up and give us some wares to peddle elsewhere. And then I think we'll be on our way. Again, we're going to head east, so we can try to do some business in Battanian territory. In fact, let's see, if we wanted to go here, which route would we take? Okay, so we're going to have to go southeast and probably this way, I'm assuming. Yep, across the bridge there. Ormondford Castle doesn't have anything going on. Let's see, we've got some Sturgian villagers running from looters. I don't necessarily want to go after villagers. I don't really stand to gain much, and I'm not so malicious. I would just attack them because they're enemies. So we'll leave them be, but I might pick off the looters. We're going to run them down relatively easily, or at least it looked like we were. Okay, so I know you guys want to see battles, but everything I've seen so far in this game tells me that sending troops via auto-resolve is the best way to handle situations like this. Typically, I don't like relying on auto-resolve, but auto-resolve is the only way to level up our tactics skill reliably. And against looters, we're not in any real danger, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We did have one crossbowman get wounded, but we did slaughter them entirely. We'll take the 3 living as captives. We gained some influence from that too, 1 point in fact. And then we'll take their loot. That does give us a bit more food variety as well. And that's something I'd actually like to do. So if we go to our clan, I'm currently the engineer. There's no point in being the engineer right now. I'm going to move myself to the quartermaster because nobody else is filling that role. What other role do we need? You can be our scout for now. I don't know that it's going to amount to much. Oh, you are my scout. Sorry. We already have a pretty good scout, but we could always use another. Surgeon, quartermaster, engineer. I'm just going to have you be none. None of the above. I wish it didn't reset every time you did that. She's going to be the surgeon. You're going to be my quartermaster. So I can level his quartermaster skill passively so long as I keep a decent variety of food in my inventory. So that's pretty easy to do. The engineer skill is not going to level passively, though it will if we lead a siege and build siege equipment, or defend against sieges and build siege equipment. So when preparing for a siege, we need to switch his role over to engineer, unless of course we have an engineer. But for now, quartermaster is probably the better way to go. We'll move him back to scout, and that'll be that. Drumore, what do you guys have going on? Is this something that might earn us a bit of money? No, not interested. Do I want to backtrack there? Probably not. Let's just push through to Callius. Actually, oh, we gained a level just from running around. I should have gone to Carbanthith first. We can always work our way back around this way. I just wanted to be... Man, they took that back fast. I wanted to be a little bit more effective. So, extortion by deserters. I don't mind doing this. Alright, good sir. My name is Roland, and I hear you have a problem with some deserters. We'll go ahead and slaughter them for you. And we'll be happy to accept your coin in return. Right then, so we're going to wait here for just a brief moment. And, crap. Okay, so the deserters luckily made it here before that giant party did. Otherwise, we would have been utterly slaughtered. 12 and 1. Is it even worth fighting this? We outnumber them literally 10 to 1. Let's just send the troops. And, okay, perfect. We didn't lose anybody. Fantastic. Aethelfled gained some skill points in medicine, or just one, in fact. Did I gain any tactics? I don't know. We'll take all these guys prisoners, though. I'd be happy to recruit the more elite Volandian troops in there. And the less elite ones, we can just throw in somebody's garrison. Crossbowmen, let's make you a hardened crossbowman. Okay, we've already got a couple of you. Yeah, that works for me. Fantastic. We'll take this stuff too. Striped leather harness. Does anybody have a horse without a harness? No. Let's see. Istin, I'm actually going to swap out your Sumpter horse for this saddle horse. You should be on something better than that. You have a light harness. This is a striped or stripped leather harness. Let's see. You already have that, and I have a much better one, so I guess you can have that. And the rest goes into our inventory. Now we'll take a little speed hit there because the saddle horse was actually contributing to our speed. The Sumpter horse, not so much. It will contribute to our inventory capacity, and to a degree it will help with our speed because the amount of stuff in your inventory capacity, like the percentage that you're full, does play a role in that calculation, but not in the same way that just having the extra horse would have helped. Fantastic. I will happily take your coin and be on my way. Okay, so let's make ourselves scarce here. I don't want any business with that army. So go this way. I want to go to Carbanthith, but I don't want to run back in that direction to do it. So we're going to go this way. Up and around. Keep moving. They don't seem to have any interest in me. So let's keep moving. Man, those villagers are venturing pretty far out from their homes. What do you need? You need weapons. I'm not sure I'm interested in helping her. We have Sorgard Blood Axe here. Pretty much just a fighter. Doesn't really offer much else. Not going to ransom any prisoners. I don't really want to recruit Battanians either. I don't know why I clicked on that. Let's just trade. So we'll start with the miscellaneous stuff. The tools are worth quite a bit here, in fact. More than double what we paid for them. So I'm going to sell them all here. We're obviously going to get diminishing returns as we put more and more in. But that's fine. We're still making a profit even at the lowest sum there, which was 58. So I'm pretty happy with that. Silver ore is not worth much here at all. In fact, not a lot of this is. We're okay on food, but we may want to add a few extra things here and there for variety. You know what? We can definitely turn a profit on those furs. Let's buy out the furs. Basically, took all of the money we made off of the tools and bought furs and wine with it. And then we're going to try to sell those furs for, I mean, I don't want to go all the way back to Ostican, but 264 would be incredible. That's alright, though. Anything else that we need to sell? We'll unload all this junk, because I don't need it. I'd like to use that helmet, actually. I'll keep a scarf or two around for companions and whatnot, but all of this can go. The arm wraps can go, leather gloves can go. Reinforced padded mittens. Those would be an upgrade for somebody, however, I could probably use the money more, so I'm just going to sell them for now. And what about those cavalier boots? 17, 16. That's actually a downgrade, so I'll just sell them. It would have been a slight upgrade for her, but she's not on horseback, so her legs aren't really in any danger, typically. And as far as armor goes, this really isn't the place to look for it. Though, I am quite partial to this armor for some reason. Anyway, that will be that, I believe. Should I give you this? Yeah, you know what, why not? I actually have two of them. But that's fine by me. You know what? You don't have anything on your arms. I guess that's better than nothing. Okay. So, let's see. We sold the tools. We sold a bunch of clothing, including those padded mittens. And in return, we picked up some wine and a bunch of furs that we can resell, as well as these arm wraps for him. And we're still going to make a pretty nice profit here. But we also have commodities that we can in turn make a profit on later, so I'm very happy with that. I think that's about it for here. I'm going to jump in the smithy, though, and just make sure that we are... Oh, nice. 7 skill points in trade there. That is a huge jump. So, yeah, our stamina should be back up. Nothing to really refine there. All of these hammers can go. The short spears, I'll keep one of them around in case we need one. And the lance, I kind of don't want to waste on something like that. Let's see. I'll probably just leave it there for now. Ideally, we'll pick up some more fights and in turn some more loot. Didn't somebody level up, or what's the deal here? Oh, it wants me to grab this cavalry. Okay, can do. So that, how many do we have mounted now? 14 plus the 3 named characters, and she's the only one that's not. Yeah, I'm cool with that. It says we have a quest. What quest? Ah, right, gang leader needs weapons. We might end up failing that. We still have quite a lot of time. So we'll see if we can win a battle and maybe get a bunch of like kind of trade fodder type loot. Maybe we can turn that in. I'm going to swing through Lindum here and just see... Oh, it's Durthert. I just want to see what that quest is. I might try to run him down too. And, oh, more deserters, huh? I don't mind doing that. I'd like to... He's raiding a village, huh? Apparently they're at war with these guys as well. Wait, what am I saying? Sorry, I've been playing... I've been doing an Imperial campaign on my own time, and for some reason I completely forgot that I am literally this dude's vassal right now. But I don't think we've spoken to him yet. So, we know he's going to be hanging out right there, so we may as well catch up to him. Oh, apparently he decided to raid this instead. Can I still speak to you? I don't know that I want to attack villagers with him. I'm not going to get involved. there's not a lot that I stand to gain from that. So I'm going to swing back through here. Hopefully we can complete this quest before he is done there. I imagine this will be faster. And then we'll try to talk to him and then head into enemy territory, which we kind of already are there, but you get the idea. Alright then, we'll introduce ourselves and then see about these deserters. We are happy to handle this for you. Let's go ahead and do it. Alright then, we'll wait until daybreak. And here come the deserters. There's 17 of them. We've got more forest bandits against apparently just my men. These guys didn't have any sort of militia. I'm inclined to fight this just to make sure it doesn't go sideways for us. Alright, first things first, I'm going to ask my infantry to form up into a shield wall and then push them up to take the lead here. I don't love this terrain. This is definitely going to play to their advantage. But we'll keep marching the infantry up. And I would love to find like a slightly elevated position for my archers. Okay, here they come. Cavalry, why don't you charge to kind of stem this little rush of theirs? Well, that did it for one of them. But we know the archers probably aren't far behind. Did we get them all? There's still some jostling in here. I can't seem to stab through the crowd. Okay, there we go. The gallant got him. So I'm going to tell the infantry to keep advancing. We'll move the archers up behind them in this clearing. Cavalry, why don't you form up on me? I don't want you getting too far ahead of everybody else. Oh boy, I'm stuck. Alright, infantry. Go ahead and advance. What is that, F4? We'll keep them in a pretty tight grouping as they assault the enemy. And then cavalry, I'll let you charge again. The archers should be pushing up to support. Not that they're really going to be able to do much. Come on, stop blocking me, guys. Okay, that's one down. And I don't know if I can really contribute over here. Here, I'll lob some axes in there. Nice! I think I domed him with that. Okay, so we're Zerg rushing something over here. And there's the victory. Cool. I don't think we lost anybody there. Oh, we did. We did lose some people. A billman and a squire. That's unfortunate. Okay, we'll snag all these guys. There'll be some pretty valuable prisoners. I'm not going to recruit them, obviously. But I will happily ransom them. So we're, what, 4 short of our cap now? I'll take the infantry. And the billmen, I suppose. Not going to bother with the recruit. I want to save some space for these gallants and light cav. So that'll probably be that. And I'll take all of the above as far as their loot goes. What was that interesting looking polearm? A long, fine steel spear. 235. Let's see, but the piercing is lower, the thrust speed is lower. Length is pretty considerable, so I would be able to outreach most other cavalry with this lance. And I'm genuinely surprised that the damage is so low. Because this is a fine steel spear, which should be better than the generic Valandian lance. We could give it a go. But even though the name and the value would suggest that this is a substantial upgrade, the actual stats don't seem to agree with that. Oh well, we'll play around with it. Okay, again, we have to talk to the villagers to actually collect on this. 1,600 gold that time, and a bit of charm as well. It looks like I have something going on the character screen here. 3 focus points to spend. So how do I want to allocate those? First things first, let's do this. Up our hit points. Tactics, I think will bump up a little bit. Riding will bump up a little bit. And I'm trying to work on my stewardship right now by being the quartermaster, so I guess I'll throw a point into that too. I don't have anything that's really approaching the cap, so I don't need to necessarily put it anywhere else. Athletics is something I would like to get better at, but currently isn't a priority, so maybe, yeah, let's do this. Okay. Works for me. Now then, it looks like Durthert is still raiding that village. Yes, he is. When will he be done? Are we going to be able to complete another quest before he finishes that? What do you need? More deserters? Do I really want to do that right now? I don't know. Let's go find some Sturgians to fight. I'm getting impatient. Oh, there he is. Okay, we can finally talk. Battle? No. Converse, please. Alright, Durthert, can you tell me about the Battle of Pendrick? It was a victory of the kind that is almost as bad as a defeat. Like a Pyrrhic victory? We had given an oath to the Empire to join them if attacked. It seemed clear to me that we should have honored our oath, that the Battanians and Sturgians were aggressors. But there is always room to argue details. Ultimately, our barons did not wish to fight with the Empire, so they resisted coming to its help. Noretzes, when he heard we were hesitating, sent us a message calling us cowards and traitors. And you would say that to a Vlandian noble at your peril. Noretzes should have known what he was doing. We joined the Sturgians. Well, he should have known what he was doing, but he was also kind of right. Anyway, I did not fight in the battle. I stood on a hill telling my commanders where to go and who to attack. And we did rather well, I think you've heard. Still, we took losses, heavy losses, and gained little. And for this, the barons blamed me, even though it was their idea to fight. I learned that day that a king should always lead, never follow. But it was a bitter lesson. Thank you. Okay. Then I must beg my leave, unless there's anything else that you can discuss with me. We could try to propose an alliance through marriage. He's probably going to decline. I don't think we're close enough to him to pull that off yet. Any general thoughts on politics? Let's see. When my great-grandfather Osric Ironarm declared himself king of Landia, the emperor himself sent us a golden crown as a goodwill gift. Don't trust gifts from the Empire. If you toss a bone into a pack of wild dogs, what does having that bone mean? It means that you get bitten a lot. I've spent most of my life in the saddle or sitting in front of a besieged fortress. Once I thought, I suffer, but at least my son will rule in peace. Such lies we tell ourselves. There will never be peace. My son will rule, and he will fight his brothers and vassals, and after him my grandchildren will fight each other. At least, as kings and princes, they can enjoy a dry tent, good wine, and a soft bed between dusk and dawn. That's all the peace one gets in life. Is there anything else? Let's see, quick questions, never mind. Okay, so that's all we can get for him for now. So, let's see here. We can't actually cross that way, or can we? I don't know. I think we actually have to cross over here. More toward Varcheg, so let's go that way. It looks like he's coming along as well. He's raiding that village, apparently. We'll see if he actually does. It said he was going to raid another village before, and he actually diverted somewhere else. I'm going to ignore these villagers. They're not worth my time. I would like to find a Sturgian lord to fight, though. We'll see if we can come up with one. There's a rather large pack of raiders there. That might be some fun hunting in the meantime. Sea raiders are a pretty good fight. 4.9, 3.3. Don't have much of a chance there. Oh, but Uruk. Uruk might be worth fighting. Or Siga. 4.5, 4.7. I don't know that we're fast enough to catch either one. It could just be because we're in the forest, though. But I would like to fight one of them. Okay, maybe not. Let's pull back. And this guy is not going to take on Durthert, so maybe we can get the jump on him. I think they're going to make it back into the town first. Yeah. Oh, or not. It took a hard U-turn there. The entrance is over here. I should have tried to block it off. So Aldrich created an army all the way back here. We'll probably just hang out in this territory, and if we see the army coming, we'll join it. And then we need to vote for the castle. This is Neviansk, the one that was taken before and then fell back to enemy hands and then is taken again. It looks like we are in the discussion for that, but I have no interest in taking part in this. I could throw some of my influence behind Durther just to increase my relationship with him. It's unfortunate that if I abstain, I'm going to lose relationship with him because I really don't care. That's something I'd like to see fixed either by the developers or with a mod. I feel like abstaining should not affect your relationship with anybody. This should just be an entirely neutral option, like, hey, I don't want to waste influence on this. I completely understand, you know, if you vote for yourself, everybody else involved should like you a little bit less. If you vote for one particular person over another, then this is totally fine. I just don't think that this should be causing that. But I'm going to do it anyways, because it's not worth my influence. He was going to win no matter what I did, so there was really no reason to get involved. Okay, so we're going to pan all the way back over here. We'll try to catch the Shorky, but we're not going to. Interesting, I thought for sure they'd go into the town. 3.7, 3.6. We need to get faster. I don't know how we're going to get faster. I could dump some... Maybe dump some prisoners? The looters, perhaps? And maybe the recruits. I'm just going to unload them and see if that speeds us up at all. If not that, then I'd probably have to unload some... like people on foot here, but I don't know that that's wise. 2.2. I can't see theirs, but I'm hoping that that sped us up just a little bit. Cool, we got him. So Vashorki, 5 cavalry, 35 infantry, and 5 ranged. Looks like brigands and warriors and recruits are the main bulk of his army. Not particularly well composed army. We outnumber them. We have twice as many horsemen, and most of our infantry is at least, you know, mid-tier infantry, not recruits. So I think we've got this, but of course we're going to fight it regardless. Alright, so big open field. That's going to be a major advantage for my cavalry, of course. So let's see, infantry. I'd like for you to form up into a shield wall and then advance to about here. Cavalry, I would like for you to join me, and we're going to try to meet their cavalry head on. Okay, that didn't quite work. That did, though. Let's see if we can peel back around. Come on, move, move. Oh, just a little bit high. Let's go, guys. Take them out. Got to completely dispatch their cavalry before the rest of their force joins. And in fact, where did their army go? Okay, so they retreated into the forest, it looks like. Oh, man. My riding skill needs to be a lot better. I'm very sluggish. There we go. Vashorki himself is down. And can I get one of you? Nice. Right in the face. This thing is very weighty. The lance, that is, but it is quite deadly. Boom. Okay. Probably should have kept moving there, bud. Alright. Now then. They are... yeah, hiding in the forest. So, I'm going to ask the archers to lead. And we'll put them in a... I don't want to do that, sorry. We'll put them in a loose formation just to make them a little bit less susceptible to missile fire. And then the infantry can move up behind them. But we've got a lot of crossbowmen, a lot more than they have archers, so I think if we just trade shots, this battle will be over relatively quickly. But what I'd like to do is push the archers up, let them cover our advance, and then go from there. Let's keep you guys moving up. Infantry, stay just behind them. And cavalry, join me over here. We're going to stick to a flank if we can help it. We'll sit right about here. Let's push the archers up just a bit more. Infantry, stay just behind. Looks like one of our crossbowmen already dropped one of them. Okay, so the infantry appears to be charging. Let's push ours up. In fact, I'm going to ask you guys to advance cavalry with me. Perfect. We're going to cut them off so they don't get to my infantry. Or sorry, my archers. And then cavalry, I'm going to ask you to charge. And oh, his shield got in the way. We should be able to cut them down as they scatter. We caught them perfectly in the flank there. I'm not quite good enough to one-shot these guys yet. They've just got a little bit too much going on in terms of armor and shield. Oh, that was a headshot. That did it. Can I get you? Nope. Right over his head. We'll come back around, though. And right over his head again. Alright. Really, dude? Got blocked by my own guy. And then I ran my horse into a tree. Don't let him get away. Cool. I think that's about it. Okay. So not a single casualty on our end. Quite a few on theirs, though. Vashorki, I'm going to take you prisoner because I don't really have any interest in gaining relation points with you or your clan. So your life is more valuable to me. More valuable to me in the form of coin. We'll take all the prisoners because I think we have room for them. Yeah, perfect. Meanwhile, let's get some upgrades happening here. I don't know if I really care for billmen. I'll probably stop recruiting spearmen because honestly, I don't want troops without shields. Like, I get that these guys can be quite deadly, and they have pretty good armor, but there's just really no substitute for a shield when you have a lot of stuff being shot at you. Okay, cool. Sharpshooter, let's put you up there. Battalion hero. No, those guys are just gonna get traded in for cash. And let's see. I thought we'd do better on loot, but it's still decent. These are actually worth giving to somebody. You can wear those. Let's see. How about these? Yeah, why not? Northern Noble Harness. How's that look on your horse? Whatever. I think it's better armor, so it's fine by me. And Northern Nasal Helm over leather. I'll take it. I mean, I'm going to take everything. But I don't know that we'll use it. Okay, so there was a victory, and a very clean one at that. We didn't take a single loss. We'll keep running around trying to find another such battle. That's a caravan. We probably won't catch a caravan. They're far too fast for us. We do need to be careful because we're not the fastest party ourselves. And so if an enemy lord does set their sights on us and, you know, is possible or capable, excuse me, of defeating us, they could very well run us down. And we obviously want to avoid that. Some more looters, some sea raiders that apparently don't seem to mind that I'm here. Oh, now they do. Lots of sea raiders. I'm not too concerned with them right now. They're small fry and we're looking for larger fry than that. So we've got a couple of lords coming into view here. We'll need to be very careful though, because combined there's a decent chance that they could defeat me. In fact, let's get into view. What about you? 23. So he's got 51 ready to fight. But 23 of that is recruits. What about you? You have 40 ready to fight, but 12 of that is recruits. So what, 35 of this 91 are recruits? That's more than a third of their army. We could rout them pretty quickly. So I might try to take advantage of their numbers, make them think that they could beat me. Oh, they've already decided to retreat. Yeah, I was hoping that they would attack me together, thinking that they would win through numbers. But they apparently knew better. And now we've got a whole lot of angry Northmen on our tail. Ragnvod's army. 51 recruits. What if we beat their king? Oh man. 4 cavalry, 15 ranged. Yeah, my only concern, like, we could dispatch the cavalry really easily. The range wouldn't really be a factor. But he's got like 8 veteran warriors, 17 brigands. I don't know where brigands fall. Let's actually jump into the good old encyclopedia and maybe just familiarize ourselves with their troop tree a little bit. So, Sturgian brigands maybe? Brigands are like, what, tier 3 skirmishers? Basically in line with their first tier of archers and with the soldier. I mean, they could be deadly. Javelins are pretty nasty if they are able to land. And they had a decent amount of those. 17 in fact. But that's going to put them at a disadvantage in melee because those guys aren't quite the fighters that their actual melee infantry is. Can our skill make up the difference in, what, 34 troops? I don't know. Let's see. Jorg is too close. If it was just him, I would take that fight. What better way to make a name for ourselves than finding the enemy's king and taking him out immediately? What's going on with our party now? Got some more prisoners to recruit. I'll take the light cav, happily. Okay, so we're 1 under our cap. Let's swing back into their territory this way through kind of the south. Oh, they're forming up a big army. They're going to go take that castle back, I think. Calratild's army is currently besieging something, though. Let's try to get over there and join. Alright, we made it just in time. Anybody else can jump in with us before we go? Recruits. Vlandian footmen. I guess we'll take you. I mean, may as well fill out the party. It's just one more body to throw at the walls. We'll put him toward the top. Come on. There we go. I didn't really look at... Okay, so they have... Oh, this is basically over. Yeah, we'll jump in for the participation trophy, but there's only 6 people left in this castle. I'm not even going to bother loading this map up. It's literally 2 archers and 4 skirmishers. I'm just going to send my men. And let me guess, the one dude that died is part of my group. Nope, I did have 2 wounded, though. Your help was most welcome, stranger. My name is Calradian. Can I learn yours? My name is Roland, lady. Good lady. I don't know, how would they say that? Whatever. We gained 4 points in charm for that. Well met, Roland. I'm in your debt for what you just did. I mean, I didn't do anything, but I appreciate the thought. Okay, we'll take these prisoners. Not that we really earned them, but who am I to say that we didn't? And sure, I'll take some loot. So, Calradian Castle has been taken. Right. So, I really hope that they don't try to give that to me. I would be quite upset if they did. So what's going on here? Oh, Garvey leveled up. Okay. Or did he? What am I missing here? I don't know. Why is there a 1 there? Why isn't there a tooltip when I hover over it? I don't see anything. He doesn't have any points to spend up here. And I'm not seeing any skills with like a trait choice or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. Istin has 2 focus points to spend still. And that appears to be it. He did go up in polearms a decent amount though. And Athafled hasn't really done much. Her athletics went up. I think she's using a bow though, so I need to get her an actual crossbow. Yeah, so what is this number? That's going to frustrate me now. If you guys know, please tell me, because I'm at 0, so it's not a reflection of my level, because I'm level 7. Oh, I have 1 in Charm. Icebreaker. So, I've had to make this decision already before, and I don't see the point in going Icebreaker, because it's a 10% chance for a +2, which isn't a lot. And again, it's only a 1 in 10 chance. And it's only the first time you meet a Lord. So you're only going to be able to meet so many Lords for the first time. And then 1 in every 10 will get a +2. Whereas this is always going to apply. So I think the barter penalty is the way to go. That can help us more in the long run when we're trying to, you know, barter with Lords to join us. Or things of that nature. So maybe that was the only notification. Yeah, it seems to have cleared it. But I don't know why they have a 1 there that's flashing and I don't. I don't know what that was. Okay. Looks like a bunch of people dropped some troops off. Torvir, I'm going to fight you. Why are you running? You outnumber him pretty substantially. This is pretty wild. Alright, well I'll jump in and save whoever this is. Fernhart, I guess. And we'll fight this. It wants me to talk to Torvir, but I can't because he is already engaged. But we'll jump in too. Alright then, let's see. Will my men follow me at least? They will. Let's move over here. Looks like their cavalry is already storming in on that left flank. I'm not going to be so foolish as to rush across this river. That seems pretty unwise, especially since they're not going to get across before the enemy meets them. So I'm going to set up right about here. Cavalry, if you could come back here, I guess. Oh god, you guys are going to get just absolutely destroyed. That was not smart of them at all. Hopefully my crossbows can take some of the pressure off over there. And then infantry, why don't you start crossing here? It looks like it'll be relatively uncontested. Cavalry, you're going to go with me. And we're going to try to break their lines. It looks like they may have already done it. But I definitely would have gone about that a little bit more intelligently, given the terrain. Excuse me. I'm going to squeeze by here real quick and drop that guy. Let's see if we can get this one. Oh, that was a pretty hard right turn there. Trampled to death, it looks like. And, oh, wow. What a dodge. Crushed to death. And I guess everybody just run him down. If you see him, drop him. Okay, that's that. See a couple of my elite troops in there carrying my standard. That's always nice. I don't think we've met properly, my friend. You just saved my life out there, and I still don't know your name. I actually didn't do a whole lot, but I appreciate the sentiment. My name is Roland, and that's going to up our charm a bit. We gained 1 point with his whole clan. Well met indeed, Roland. My name is Fernhart, and I'm forever in your debt. If there's anything I can help you with, just let me know. Something tells me you're not really going to hold up on that offer, because we only literally gained 1 point in relation with each other. But, sure. More prisoners, that's always nice. Crossbowmen ready to become a hardened crossbowman. And we are technically full. That's fine. Okay, I'll take the loot. Don't mind if I do. And I don't really see any other enemies around. I wonder if it's worth... Let's see. Militia, garrison. Yeah, so the smallest castle garrisons we're going to find, and by garrison I'm talking about the overall troop content in there, not just the garrison specifically, but I'm essentially combining militia and garrison when I say garrison. It's going to be like 200 or more. So 76, we're not really going to be able to solo a castle as much as I would like to. At least not with the current party makeup that we have. If we had a really skilled engineer and a bunch of elite troops, we could probably pull it off. But outnumbered more than 2 to 1 with what's effectively a bunch of mid-tier troops and level 1 companions is just not going to get it done. So I think we'll go ahead and end the episode there. We do still need to pick out a love interest, I guess. Somebody that we should begin trying to woo, essentially. So just very quickly, I don't recall if I showed this previously, but if we look at female Volandians, there's not a lot of them. So Isella is one potential marriage option, but she is cruel. She is the daughter of Ingolthur. Aethelflaed the Black is our companion. Calatilde we met. She is, I don't know if she's the leader of this. Yeah, so she's the leader of this clan. I thought so. We saw her leading an army. We joined the end of her siege. But obviously she's not an option. She already has a husband and several children. Elbit is in the same boat. She's not the leader of her clan, but she, is of course married. She's married to Ingolthur. So she's not. Elthild is, again, the same. Married with children. Ellis is an option. She's merciful, so at least she's not a horrible person. She's also quite young. She's the daughter of the king, no less. So whether or not we'd even be able to try that opportunity, we'll see. But we could at least give it a go. Lyanna is probably the best character of the bunch. She is all positive traits, very skilled in not just combat, but in governing and tactics and stewardship and all that stuff as well. She is the daughter of Aldrich, who I think we do have some relation with. Yeah, we have 1 point. Now, he's not a very good person, but she is a great person and a very competent one. So I'm leaning a little bit in her direction, but I will definitely let you guys weigh in on this. She's a potential companion character. It looks like another good scout. She is the wife of the king, so the queen, yeah. But obviously not available. Sylvind is another warrior princess. She is cruel, unfortunately, but she's also very skilled and young, and we do have some relation built up there. This is another potential companion, and Tirtha is our deceased mother, so not on the market. Anyway, if you guys have any suggestions regarding any of these ladies or ladies from a different nation, feel free to let me know in the comments below. We definitely need to start pursuing somebody relatively soon. So yeah, we got to get on that. There are certain factions that we probably won't try to marry somebody from. Sturgia is going to be difficult because we're at war with them right now. So obviously that complicates things. The Khuzait, I think, are just too far away. I don't want to be running back and forth across the entire map to try to, constantly improve relations over there. And it's just going to be too difficult. The Empire, I'll definitely consider, especially if they're sort of on the western half where I can get to them relatively easily. And I don't know about the Battanians just because of roleplay reasons. It just doesn't quite fit. But any of the major kingdoms, we will definitely consider. I'll consider anybody, but definitely gonna weigh some things more than others. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Bannerlord with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.